So it's week 2 of the Bolt Hackathon, and I think I'm gotten through the beta version of my app, Brandii. Brandii will be my submission for the Bolt Hackathon, my primary submission for the Bolt Hackathon. Coming into this thing, I thought I was going to be building 3 apps a day. Well, an app per 3 days. But it was anything but that. So let me just dive into this real quick so you can start to see what Brandii is and how you can use it today. So currently Brandii is sitting on brandii.app. Got this domain sometime like 3-4 days ago. You have to, for me, I think I have to wait till I get the app to a point where it is usable before I think about buying the domain. And connecting it to, I have it connected over on Netlify right now. That was a chore, not because of Netlify, but because I was doing it on the same day of the week where the whole internet went down. Thank you, Cloudflare. Thank you, Google. But that is now resolved, and sure enough, the problems that I was going through wasn't me. It was definitely just a bad day. So yeah, good to know. I was debugging like hell. So with Brandii, there's 3 major actions here. So let's go back to being signed out for a second here. So when you just land on Brandii, you'll have a gallery. And I made this gallery thinking that I want all our free users to be able to publish and make content that will serve their brand in their brand colors. But also, as you can see by this little demo here, I also wanted the app to produce images that if the person does not want to have in their brand colors, they could just generate a regular image. And it was like a regular image test, which actually worked out pretty nicely. And aside from that, you can see the different ways that you can rebrand a image by re-uploading it as many times as you want. So that's how I was able to get these different versions using different logo concepts. So that worked. And this one worked out pretty nicely, if I had to say so myself. Yes, I know, triple eyes, but that was just a prompting due to the name I was using at the time. But now it's just Brandii with 2 eyes. So now we've gotten through that, I'm gonna sign in so we can see what users are able to do. As you can see, I'm working inside of the Bolt Studio right now, and everything is pretty fine. Everything's working nicely. But just to kind of hide the reveal that's going to happen soon, I'm going to open this in a bigger tab. So let's go and sign in again on the official site. So if we go to create from anywhere, right? As a user, you're now going to see this additional option, which is library. And library is where all your brand kits will sit, right? So even though the gallery is public, your library is private to you. Your brand information is all private to you. I'm not sure I'm going to change this just yet. That would be a feature add. But in the meantime, the idea behind this was to be an open community that allows anyone to, even if you're just a designer or not a designer, but wants to like iterate on ideas, to share how your brand logo, concept, image, everything comes about from within your library. So maybe libraries become something that is public, but right now it's private to everyone. So the thing here, within a library with your brand kit, you can choose to remix. And when you hit remix, it will take that information back into the create a brand option here, where you can go through and make changes as you see fit. If you wanted different colors, you can simply hit the AI right here to instantly generate a new set of colors for you. Or again, this can all be based on your personality. So if I select something like playful and come back here, you can see that we're going to get much more punchy, loud colors that kind of goes with that. And if we go for minimal, where's minimal? You can see that the colors are going to be more muted and simple. Yeah. So that is the essence of how Brandii works. it takes into consideration all these other information that you can provide about your brand. This is just a fake brand I just created. And then you can decide to generate, which will generate a custom logo for you if you have that option enabled, or you can choose no logo or even upload your own. So for now, I'm going to leave this as is, and let's go back to create, or should I say in the library. So in the library, you can already see I did a version 2 of Brandii already. This one I did not generate a logo for this one just yet, mainly because I'm still testing out the credits feature I just added, where each generation does cost a credit, which for all free users will have 10 credits by default. Shout out to my pocket paying for that. With this free feature, I'm hoping that persons are able to just kind of hit the ground running and instantly be able to see value in what they're creating. Now, within each brand kit, you do have your images generated under your brand, and those are, again, your private, I want to say private, but it's your custom gallery, separate from the community gallery that can be seen here. So inside every brand kit, you'll have your custom gallery dedicated towards your brand kit, where you can see images just created for that brand. So this was a previous logo I had going on. As you can see, we have different logo concepts. You can generate more. Again, every generation does cost a credit. I was testing that feature. I'm glad it works as nice as it does. I didn't expect it to work so smoothly, but the functions are actually within Supabase right now, which was deployed through Bolt when the functions were created as a migration. So that was kind of good to see. You can see all the different functions right there. It's nice. When you're using Supabase, the real challenge is knowing when you have an actual issue or when you're having an RLS issue. I can speak on that for days, but for now, we're all green here, and I'm loving that. So going back to our app, you can preview, again, any of the many different generations of logos. Logos currently are private to your account, mainly because when you have the gallery and if you choose to include your logo in the image generation, it would be kind of like a double entendre just to have images and your logos being displayed here for users. Maybe add a filter in the future where you can switch between image gallery and a logo gallery, but for now it's just purely images. So that's how that's gonna work right now. And if you need to switch back to any of the other logos that you like, you can easily do that by selecting the option here, which will simply load up all information needed and successfully switch that over. And you can see it here. You can even choose to upload your own image again to override what is already here, making it as customizable as possible without it being too rigid was kind of a challenge. Find that balance. As you can already notice, you're not able to edit any of your brand information here. For that, I believe that if there's something about your brand that's going to change, you want to keep that history about what changed and how, and you can actually see how that's impacting maybe the colors or the brand images that are being generated. So I want to have that separation, and if you're going to be doing something, it's a remix option for you. And then let's go to the meat of the matter, which is create. Now, because I've already created a brand kit, the option for creating a brand is now secondary to the new primary action, which is going to be create a media asset. So if you click start here, you have to select which brand kit you want that image asset to be essentially using. So in this case, we're going to use the main one here that I already have the images generated and everything. So click that, and then you get a default prompt that can help you get a good starting point. But you can essentially just keep this part, or just anything you might come up with, you can generate here. Under the free plan, you are able to select up to 2 image generation at once, just kind of streamline that flow. but on the Pro plan you will be able to generate up to 4 images. Have not tested the maximum on that, but 4 images I'm going to say is pretty good enough. You can also select the aspect ratio for your image that you want, or you can set it to auto, where the AI will choose for you depending on what you're generating. So even if you selected 2 images, you can get 2 different aspect ratio fired back at you. But if you're thinking about TikTok, portrait would be for you, landscape for YouTube, and everything else just kind of works. And square, I need it. I don't need to say where square belongs. So yeah. Now you can also upload reference images, which is great. So if you needed, like in my case, where with the gallery, if you're ever in the gallery, you see something you like, and oh, I want this can and the background and everything, you can download this image, come into here, upload it as a reference image, and then just tell the AI what it is that you want to change about it. Just tell Brandii, and Brandii will get it done. Now, if you want to include your logo, what would happen is once it generates, your logo will also be included as part of the prompt, so that Brandii can attach that for you to the image in whichever way that you're prompting it. So if you had a billboard, you could say, "Hey Brandii, add my logo to this billboard," and you can supply the picture of the billboard as well, or just have it generate a brand new one for you. And again, when it comes on to brand assets, you can either turn them all off, or you can turn on some that you want to have active in your prompt, whether it be your brand style, the typography, colors. All those can be toggled on and off, as you can see with that tree image. Again, very simple, not applying any brand styles to it, and it just gets the job done. So essentially, that is how Brandii works, right? That is the main meat of it all. It allows you to create, and whether you have an existing brand, or starting a new brand, if you're a solopreneur, always having new ideas, this is a great way to give your new idea a great start, which is what I've always wanted when it comes on to, because I get a lot of ideas, I want to create everything, but I need that arcane magic. When you look at Arcane, the TV show, you have this innate design that every color, every palette for a character is custom and unique to that character. And I wanted to drive that home. That is something that I know I lack as a developer. That I wouldn't say I have the best design chops, but Brandii now helps me kind of bridge that gap. And again, drinking my own Kool-Aid here, Brandii logo is also generated by Brandii. So there you go. The logo, the color palette, everything was already pre-selected there and built using the Brandii brand kit. So hope you guys enjoy. Let me know any feedback you have.